ladies, who is excited for next Tuesday? My name is Ginger Howard, and I have the privilege and honor of serving as your Republican National Committee woman for the state of Georgia, and I've had the honor and privilege of being with Herschel and his amazing team, and we are ready for next Tuesday. 8 more days until we bring back the Senate to where it needs to be with Herschel Walker. 8 more days till we start bringing down this inflation, these ridiculous food and gas prices, and bringing back common sense to Washington, D.C. Who's ready to do that? Okay, I want to see a show of hands of those of you who have already voted. Woo! Okay, I know all of you, or others, are going to go vote today. And those of you who have already voted, I want you to call or email or text or go pick up people and take them to the polls, because we don't need a red wave next Tuesday. We need a red tsunami. Herschel Walker is the real deal. A lot of people say the right things, but he is the right thing, because he loves God, he loves this country, he loves the state of Georgia. He is not a politician. That's one of the reasons we love Herschel. And he is going to stand for you. So he needs all of us to stand for him. So I'm counting on you to call your friends, to get out to the polls, to knock on doors, to make phone calls, because we are going to win. We're going to win big on next Tuesday, and we are so excited to be with y'all on this almost rainy day. Look, the sun came out when the bus drove up. Don't you think the sun is shining down on Herschel? Well, it's so much fun on these days to have wonderful people coming in from all over the country to help support Herschel. And today we have a wonderful woman who is here with us today. Her name is Monica Crowley. She is an amazing Fox News. She's been a Fox News personality. She was the former assistant secretary under the Trump administration to the Treasury Department. And she has an amazing podcast called Monica Crowley. And this week she's going to have yours truly, Herschel Walker, on. So make sure you listen. Y'all give a warm Georgia welcome to Monica Crowley.
Thank you. Good morning, Georgia. How are all of you this morning? I got to say, I came from New York, so please pray for me. But I am thinking that this is not just going to be a red wave. This is going to be a red tsunami. And it's going to carry Herschel Walker into the United States Senate. And it's going to sweep across the country, including into deep blue areas like New York. But we all have to make it happen. Everybody here, you guys are hardy souls down here in Georgia, coming out in this weather. But I know you came out this morning because you want to see United States Senator Herschel Walker. We all know that Herschel Walker is a football legend and a great humanitarian and successful businessman. And we also know that he is a very good man. But what the rest of the country now knows, which y'all know here in Georgia, is that he is an America First patriot who loves this country, body and soul. He does not need to do this. He felt a calling to do this. Why? Because this country is hanging by a thread. We are in an existential crisis. This is an existential fight for the future of America. And I know we often talk about how every election is the most important in our lifetimes, right? This one actually is the most important midterm in our lifetimes. What everybody here needs to understand, and you need to spread the word to all of your family and friends, is that this Democratic Party is not the Democratic Party of your fathers and your grandfathers. This is not the party of JFK or even Bill Clinton. This right now is a Marxist revolutionary party, okay? They only seek power and control, but for what end? For the end of what Obama once called the fundamental transformation of the nation. Nobody stopped to say, what did Obama mean by that? Now we know what he meant by the fundamental transformation of the nation, away from individual liberty, economic freedom, and limited government, and toward a socialist, Marxist kind of model. And you know who is helping the left do that? Raphael Warnock. He is a malleable puppet, the way Joe Biden is a malleable puppet. The left loves weak and infirm candidates, people who have no backbone. Why? Because they can control them. He is just a rubber stamp for this entire Marxist revolution. This is why we need Herschel Walker to replace him in the United States Senate. So that's number one, because guys, this is a political war, obviously, but it's also a spiritual battle, okay? And we are all warriors for the truth and what is right. And there is no greater warrior on the ground than Herschel Walker. For bringing this country back to what it could be, what it once was, even just a couple of short years ago under President Trump. I served in the Trump administration in the Treasury Department, and I was so blessed to do that. It was such a blessing for me. And I saw the Trump administration in three separate economic stages. I saw the Trump boom when I came in 2019. I saw the pandemic, which was an unprecedented shutdown of the U.S. and global economy. And then I saw, thanks to President Trump, I saw him deliver the fastest economic recovery from any crisis on record. So when he handed off the economy to Joe Biden in January of 21, we were booming 6.6% GDP growth, 1.4% inflation, and gas at about $2 a gallon. In a year and a half, the left, led by Joe Biden, completely destroyed it, and they're doing it on purpose. Do not allow anybody to say to you that this is just incompetence. No, no. These people are completely wicked, but they're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing, and they don't care that you're suffering. In fact, the cruelty is the point. They want you to suffer. This country now has become a national prison. Economic insecurity, economic uncertainty, foreign policy falling apart, cities in collapse, crime soaring. We don't feel comfortable or safe or prosperous in our own country. There's something wrong with that. That is not the America that we were bequeathed by the founding fathers and for every generation that fought and died for this country. This is not that America. And you know what? In about 8 days, we're going to bring that America back. And it is going to start right here in the Peach State, in the state of Georgia, with the election of this great man, yes, but even more importantly, this good man. He is going to lead the charge in the United States Senate to, number one, stop the destruction of the Obama Democrats, stop the legislative agenda dead in its tracks, stop the insane spending. And two, he's going to begin to advance once again the America First agenda. He is going to be the most extraordinary U.S. Senator, and I'm jealous of y'all because I got Chuck Schumer. I'm very jealous. I might have to move down here just so that I can have Herschel Walker as my U.S. Senator. But it's not just going to materialize. We need everybody. We need all hands on deck. I have been saying on my podcast and on Fox News repeatedly that we've got to make sure that these elections are clean. So I encourage everybody to volunteer either your time, your resources, or your expertise. So if you have some money to give to the candidate, fantastic. Donate to Herschel Walker. It's, what's the website, Herschel? TeamHerschel.com. Thank you. Donate that. If you have time, please volunteer to be an election observer, an election worker, a poll worker. Please volunteer your time. And if you happen to be an attorney, please volunteer your services in case there are any legal challenges in this state or in your community. The left does this around the clock, and therefore so must we. We need to make this maybe not even simply a Republican or red tsunami. We need to make this, for the Democrats, an extinction-level event. An ELE, an extinction-level event, because this can't just be a message election. This needs to be an election of annihilation. And on November 9th, that's when we're going to start bringing the country back. And you know who's going to lead the charge like he led the charge on the field? Herschel Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out this morning. My good friend and the next U.S. Senator from the great state of Georgia, Herschel Walker.
Hello, hello, hello. Before any speech I ever make, I always acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because he said if you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And when I come knocking on him to let me in, I also acknowledge my wife, Julie, because she's in this fight with me, and man, we're in a fight. We're in a fight. But y'all are in this fight with me, and I'm happy to have y'all along with me, because God has prepared me for a moment in time for this right here. And I'm going to walk y'all through it, and you're going to see it. And if you ain't see it, you're in the wrong place. Because as I said, I started out in that little town called Wrightsville, Georgia, that if you got 1 year to live, you move there because that year is forever. Same old, same old. And my mom said I was big bone, which meant I was fat. And I used to have a speech impediment where I couldn't put a sentence together. And so for 4 years of my life, I never went out for a recess. For 4 years of my life, I never spoke in a classroom because of the grace of God. You know, God will come when you want him, and you can ask. He'll come when you want him, because he got me that scholarship to go to the University of Georgia. And then he got me that Heisman Trophy. And then he got me on that 1992 Olympic team. And then he got me to play in the NFL. And then he said, Herschel, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet because you're going up against a Marxist. I'm getting you ready to go up against a Marxist. That's Raphael Warnock. I'm getting you ready to go up against him. So I got to get you back into the blood of Jesus. So what he did, he took me to this hospital. I remember him taking me to this hospital. And I remember going into this hospital, and I go, whoa, these people here are crazy. These people here are crazy. I'm not like them. And then it hit me again that we all fall short of the glory of God. But because we get washed in the blood, God can redeem you of your sin and take you out of that. And then when he brought me out of that, that's when my life blossomed even more. And he said, you're ready now. You're ready now. And so what happened then, and this is what happened. It's sort of like this man died early in life. He died early in life, and as he got to St. Peter at the pearly gates, St. Peter said, sir, your name ain't on the roll. So you're the only one in history that's going to get an opportunity to decide where you want to go. Say, I'm going to take you to heaven, and I'm going to take you to hell, and you get to determine where you want to be. So he puts him in this elevator, and he takes him all the way down to hell, and the doors open up, and there's a party going on. And all of a sudden, he sees some of his friends down there, and he's having a great time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, sir, you ready to go? You ready to go? He said, I got to leave now. He said, yes, you got a decision to make. So he puts him in his elevator and takes him all the way up to heaven. They get to heaven, and there's people floating around on clouds, having a good time. They're just talking. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, have you made your mind up? Have you made your mind up? And that guy said, well, St. Pete, I hate to tell you this. I think I want to go to hell. That seemed like my type of place. I want to go to hell. And St. Peter said, you sure? He said, yeah. So St. Peter puts him back in this elevator, sends him all the way back down to hell. Now the doors open up, and it's hot. People are miserable. They're screaming. They're crying. And the guy goes, wait a minute. A couple of hours ago when I was here, there was a party going on. And Satan shows up and said, a couple of hours ago, I was campaigning. And the reason I tell you that, guys, God got me ready because he knew right now I'm going against someone that's been campaigning. He's lying to you guys. He's lying to y'all. He's saying that he's your senator. And I'm telling you, no, he's Joe Biden's senator. He's not Georgia's senator. He's Joe Biden's senator. He is not Joe Biden's senator. And I say this here, this was so funny. You saw Obama came in this past weekend. Y'all saw that? Obama came in. I can tell you, he must not like Herschel Walker. Can't y'all believe that? I don't think he liked me. He told me I can't fly a plane, and he's right. I can't fly a plane. He can't fly one either, can he? Oh, well, so we're in the same boat. So we all got lost. And let me tell you what, he's been misleading people for all his life, hasn't he? Because he told us to vote for Joe Biden. What is he doing for us right now? Nothing. That's exactly right. And he's telling me I can't fly a plane. But I can tell you what he can't tell me, that he won't even let me to be on his debate team, because after I did that, his man Warnock, I guarantee he'll get me to be on his debate team. Because I tell you this, as being an athlete, I was the adult in the room, because I took him to school. Did I not take him to school? Yes, I did. Well, this is what's so funny. This is so easy, because within 2 short years, y'all see where we're at? Do you see where we're at? And this man is asking for 6 more years, think we're crazy. We're not crazy electing him for 6 more years. We couldn't recover from what he's done to us right now. Because if you notice something, have you noticed they haven't been talking about what they're doing to this country? They haven't said one word about it. All they're doing is talking about me. I've been living in their head rent-free. Can you believe that? Rent-free, I'm living in their head. But I need to live in their hearts. I need to live in their heart, because that's what God knows about. He don't know about the color of your skin. That's the guy I'm running against. All he talks about is the color of your skin. He is totally confused. And in the Bible I read, which I thought was the same one he read, but I don't think it is. Because in the Bible I read, God never talks about the color of your skin, does he? He talks about your heart. So I'm trying to figure out, what Bible is this man reading? What Bible is he reading and stuff? All he's trying to do is separate God's people. When he's trying to separate you, what he's trying to do is get you to vote for him. He think we're crazy. Don't be crazy and fall for that joke. He's taking you down in that elevator. That's what he's trying to do. Take you down in that elevator and fool you like he's going to do something for you. He ain't going to do nothing for you. And then he said he support our men and women in blue. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that he support the men and women in blue? I'm telling you, no, he don't. He called them names. You remember that. Call them bullies and thugs. You remember calling them bullies and thugs. I got 113 sheriffs that have supported me. Can y'all believe that? And then did you hear what Stacey Abrams said last night on the debate? She said that she don't want them to support her because they're going to be chasing black people, locking black people up. I'm like, where does she come from now? Now she's coming up with stuff like that, trying to separate people. Why don't they get out of this color thing and get into the love thing? That's what I think you need to get into. Get into the love thing, because God loves us all. And then you got to remember, how can you ask your Heavenly Father to forgive you if you can't forgive your fellow man? They haven't even learned that. This man is a minister. He only become a minister when you get caught in something, because y'all saw on that debate stage, after he got caught in stuff, he started throwing all those Bible verses at me. Remember, he said he's a Matthew 25. Matthew 25 tells you that when I was hungry, you fed me, Lord. When I had no clothes, you clothed me, Lord. But he didn't say when I didn't have no rent payment, you evicted me, Lord. He didn't say that, did it? He didn't mention that. He didn't mention that, but he don't want to mention how he's not supporting our men and women in blue. Do he not? He don't want to mention that. And then wait a minute. That's his another one. Now you have Chuck Schumer in New York talking about Me Too. Now, why is Mr. McGlue talking to this guy talking to Elmer Fudd, telling them like right now, hey, Herschel, he going to win it in Georgia, like he got something to do with it. He got nothing to do with it. He don't want me to win because he don't want to see me in Washington, because I'm not going to be with him. And when he come over to me, he did put some respect on my name, though, because he's called me Mr. Walker. I heard that, Mr. Walker. I said, you better say Mr. Walker, sir, because he talking to him, telling that he's not going to win. And I want to tell Senator Warnock, this was so funny. Y'all may not know this because he's not telling you this. He's always talking about the stuff he can do. He hasn't done not one thing. Remember, he even told us he had a dog. That dog didn't even belong to him. He was fooling us then. And I wonder, where is that dog at today? That dog probably saying, oh, no, that's the same thing he said. That's the same thing he said during the debate. During the debate, he became Scooby-Doo, because if you can remember this, they asked him, they said, will you support Joe Biden for a 2024 run? And he went, oh, no. Okay, I got you now. He didn't even own a dog, but yet he is talking like he's somebody and he loves you. He's trying to fool us, people. I'm telling you, he's trying to take us down in the elevator. He's not talking about the reason the morale is down, the reason the recruitment is down in our law enforcement, because he call them bullies and thugs. He don't support them. I wonder, do he agree with Miss Abrams by saying that all they want to do is chase and lock up black people? I'm like, do he agree with that? The news people need to ask him that instead of asking me these questions. Why don't you ask him, do he agree with what Stacey Abrams said? I think that's what we need to ask. Ask him that question. And then they need to ask him, too, what do he think about Chuck Schumer talking around behind his back, telling him that he's going to lose to Herschel Walker? What do he feel about that? Even though I think he ought to feel pretty good because he knows it's true. Anyway, I know it's true, too. But then this is another thing that he hasn't got right. He don't want to tell you all this. See, he don't want to tell you the truth. The truth hurts. The truth really hurts. But when it's the truth, take the truth for what it is. Because he is trying to bring pronouns into our military. The greatest fighting force ever assembled is our United States military. And I'm going to tell you right now, they always talk about peace through strength. And they're 100% true about that, because we've had so much peace, because we had so much strength, because of our United States military. But now with this pronoun thing, I'm going to tell you what, they're going to get some of our service members killed with this pronouns. China, Iran, and Russia not talking about pronouns. They don't care about no pronouns. A grenade don't have no pronouns on it. Bullets don't care what color your skin is, and they talking about pronouns. I'm sick and tired of pronouns. My pronouns are sick and tired of this pronoun thing. What I want to get back to is showing our men and women how to do some push-ups, some sit-ups. So I want to get back to showing them how to get the morale back up, to let them know we're the greatest country in the world. It's because of them we're the greatest country in the world. But what we've done, we put people in Washington that want to take us down in that elevator, telling us this is the new normal. No, it's not the new normal. We can get something better. We can get something better, but you can only get it better when you get out and vote. So if you got some friends, tell them to go vote. If you don't have no friends, go make some friends and tell them to get out and vote. That's how we're going to get it better. Because he's not telling you this either. This is telling you that he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite because he didn't tell y'all he evicted them people, but he tell you how he's a minister. A minister shouldn't evict people. He should try to help people. And I'm going to pray for him, and I'm going to pray for Obama too, because he needs some prayer. Because all he's doing is sitting in his nice house, coming down here trying to tell us how to live. He don't even live here. Get out of here. You're not voting for me. You can't even vote for Obama. You gotta go. Get out of here. You can't even vote. He ain't paying no taxes, so why is he here? But anyway, let me tell you this right here. Because what is happening right now? We have a man that has voted against our energy. Can you believe that? 4 times he voted against to get rid of the pipeline. He's not telling you that, is it? He don't want to talk about those things. Y'all know he don't want to talk about what he's doing, that he's doing wrong to this country. He's been doing it since he got into office. As soon as he got there, he bent his bike over so Chuck Schumer and then Obama could get on his bike and ride his bike, because all he's been doing is doing what they tell him to do. And they telling me I do what people tell me to do. Let me tell you what, I don't dance and sing for nobody. Never have and never will. This is what I'm gonna do. And then when he did this, he voted 4 times to vote against our energy. And then he go to our enemies, and ask for energy. Do y'all know the definition of enemy? Enemy mean they don't like you. Do they not realize that? Look it up in Webster. And then, why they know that? Because they don't even know the definition of a woman. They're still trying to discuss that too. I can tell you this right here. The definition of a woman is man and woman. They should have learned that in the Bible. That's the Bible I read. I read that one now. Wait. They still trying to discuss a man can get pregnant. No, he can't. Don't let them take you down in that elevator. This is not the new normal. Don't listen to these people on the left. Don't listen to them. They're Marxists. They're trying to destroy this country. I can tell you what, if we don't get it right this come November, we won't recognize this country, because what they're doing to this country is a shame. Look at this border wide open. Have they talked about that? Did Obama mention that when he was talking about Herschel flying a plane? I don't want to fly a plane. I'm not a pilot. I'm a football player. I'm a politician. I'm a lover, and I love everybody. That's what I am. I'm that warrior for God that he should have been when he was born, but he's not. He want to talk about me. Well, and I'm not a celebrity, because all he do is hang out with celebrities. He never hung out with me. I probably wouldn't hang out with him anyway. Well, anyway, let me get off him, because he's not even running in this election here. So why am I talking about him? He got to go. Go back to wherever he live at. at? Where did he live at? I don't even know. It don't really matter, but it's a big house. It is a big house. So why is he worried about us? He never worked a day in his life. Hey, I built my own company, but he never built a company, and I don't think Obama built them either, did he? Obama never built one. Warnock never built one. What have they done in their life? Done nothing but fed off all of us. You remember, he raised all taxes. Did he tell you about that? He didn't tell you he raised all taxes. Did he tell you that all our retirement, we're going to take our money from that too? He didn't tell you that either, did you? That's the reason we got to go back to work, because this man is just taking all our money, spending our money. And this is what is so bad. Can y'all believe this? He spent over $60-something million against me already. $60-something million, and the race is virtually tired of him in the league, which meant he don't even know how to spend his own money. So why is he spending your money? If he can't spend his own, don't spend yours, because that's what I want to stop. I want to stop him from spending all our money on these worthless things. And then he was telling me about, I heard he mentioned this. He said, he got some money for the port in Savannah. Y'all heard that, didn't he? He got $8 million. Can you believe that? And I said, they played you, Senator. They played you, because that man in Florida got $140 million for a hotel. Think about it. And the guy in New Jersey got $15 million for a soccer field. And you got 8. They must be playing you for your vote. He need to learn, I would die on my feet than to kneel, than to live on my knees. And that's what he's been doing, trying to get us to live on our knees. Let me tell us something. If we get out and vote this coming November, I will help us get to the promised land. I can promise you that I'll help us get to the promised land, because I'm sick and tired of what they're doing to us, and it's not right. Right now, we need leaders that's going to be strong. We need leaders that's going to stand up. They're going to our kids right now. They are going to our kids right now, because they know we're a little smarter than that. They know we're not going to fall for that. We're not getting in that elevator, but they're trying to get our kids in that elevator, and they're trying to tell our kids that they're oppressors. And they trying to tell the black kids that they're victims. And I'm telling you that they're victorious, because when you can live in America, in a country that have the liberties and freedoms that our military have fought for us, that our police have fought for us, we have that in the United States of America. But if we keep these leaders in Washington, I can promise you we won't have it no more, because they're trying to get rid of it, because they're not talking about it. They are not talking about it because they don't want to give it to you. But I can promise you I'm going to fight for that. I will fight for you. If I have to fight alone, y'all think I'm scared? I don't think I'm scared. That's the reason the Lord prepared me for a moment like this. Yeah, I was. They said, Herschel, you don't have to do this. Yes, I do. I do have to do this, because I found that America's dream. And if I found that American dream, it is up to me to help everybody else get that American dream as well. And I'm going to fight that everyone can get it. I'm going to fight that everyone can get that American dream. But now, let me go to this border for a moment. Because right now, Halloween is today. Halloween is today, and I saw somebody that had the things of Warnock with the horns. I was like, whoa, it scared me for a moment. Then I said, it looks just like him. It looks just like him right there. I didn't draw that. I didn't draw that right there. But what is happening right now is Halloween is today. And I tell you what, as you go out, fentanyl is coming into this country. Fentanyl is coming into this country, and is on his watch, on Senator Warnock's watch. Everything that's happening to this country, it is on his watch. He's responsible for it. He had the vote that he could have said no. He's somebody that could have stood up and told him no, but he didn't do it. And I remember my father, when he told me no, he meant no. And that's what happened. And then when I got too big for my pants, and he said, boy, if you don't like the rules underneath my roof, you leave my house. So that's what we need to get some leaders in Washington that said, we don't like the rules in the United States of America. Why don't you leave? You don't have to be here. We don't need you here. You can go. Because if these other countries would take you, let them take you, because you don't seem to like this United States of America. And we have rules here. We are a country of immigrants, but we also a country of laws, and we need to get back to the law. And that's what we need to get back to. We got to get back to voting people in that believes in America, believes in the people, believes in the Constitution, and get back to believing our men and women in blue, believing our military. And this when we got to get things straight. Y'all ask me why I'm running. Isn't that enough? They won't even talk about what's going on. I'm going to talk about it. They can get mad at me. Who cares? I don't care about them. They don't care about me. Because this ain't about loving someone, hugging someone. This is about this country. And I remember, ask not what your country can do for you, as you can do for your country. What I can do for my country now is get this Marxist out of that office, because it don't belong to him. It belongs to the Georgia people. Get him out of the office. And as I said early on, Don't let that door hit you in the butt as you leave that room, because you don't belong in that office. It's time for you to go. And I want you to know this here. Guys, I love you. I love you. I want to leave you with this. No, I tell you what, I want to leave you with this, because, you know, voting it's right here. We only got a few more days. We only got a few more days, and the people that hadn't voted, get out and vote. Have your voted count and have your voices heard, because right now, the most important election in our lifetime is right now. Most important election in our lifetime is right now. And I remember hearing this story about these two older gentlemen that love baseball, you know, with the World Series going on right now. They love baseball, and as one got old in his age, he was getting ready to leave and go meet his maker. And as he laid there on the hospital bed, the other one came in to him and said, "Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor?" He said, "What can I do for you?" He said, "Can you let me know if there's baseball in heaven?" The guy said, "If I can, he will." He passes away. The other guy was working in his backyard on a bright sunny day, and this cloud started coming towards him, and he knew it had to be his friends that left this world, and he ran up to this cloud, and he started shouting, "Is there baseball in heaven? Is there baseball in heaven?" And the voice from this cloud said, "Well, I got some good and bad news." He said, "I don't care about that. Is there baseball in heaven?" And the voice said, "Well, the good news is there's baseball in heaven." And the guy goes, "Yes." And the voice said, "The bad news is you're pitching tomorrow." And I tell you all that, guys, let's not put this off no more. Let's not think that somebody else is going to do it. Let's not put this off no more. I swear to you right now, this is one of the most important elections in our lifetime, because we don't get this right, we may not recognize this country in a couple of more months. Because what they have done to this country in less than 2 years they've been in office, in less than 2 years since they've been in office, we couldn't recover. We can't recover. God bless you guys. Thank you guys. God bless.
Thank you guys so much for coming out today. You heard him speak. Now is your chance to shake his hand. Please, no autographs, as we're on a very tight schedule. Y'all take care.
No matter where you go, try to have yourself a real good time. So I thought tonight would be a fine time for you and I to get together